How's it going, folks, and welcome back to Park to Prem. Today we have a triple header to end the week, a bumper episode, so to say. First things first, we're taking on Liverpool at home, first versus second. After that, a chance to secure our spot in the Champions League knockouts with our fourth straight win in a row as we take on Salzburg. And then after all of that is said and done, we're back in England, in Manchester, to take on Manchester City. A Manchester City team who missed out on European football last year and haven't exactly had the best start to this season. 3 big games, 3 games I would love to win. Let's try and make it happen to make my Friday. Of course, I say that this episode would make my Friday just to pull back the curtain slightly. Obviously, I'm not recording this on the Friday that you see it, so it'll make my Friday reading all your lovely supportive comments about how great I am at Football Manager, or alternatively tell me that I'm an absolute idiot. That's probably more valid, to be honest. Now, since you were last here, 8 matches played across all competitions, 2 in the Champions League, a couple of cup games, and as well as that, we've had Premier League action constantly, it feels like. Now, we're going to go through these kind of quickly, but of course, last episode, we won 10-0 on aggregate as we took on Inter and Blackburn, and to end the month of September, a 3-1 and a 4-1 win. Good to see a nice variety of goal scorers, rotated the team for the league. A couple of days later, we came back against Leicester, and we looked very, very good. Into the month of October we went, where we had our second game of the Champions League group stage. It was a fantastic comeback. 2 goals down against Real Sociedad away from home. We came back to win it, Middleby, with an all-important goal where I subbed him on whilst he was injured, and he grabbed the goal. Is that a dumb risk to play him whilst he's injured? You know, bringing him on? Maybe slightly, but with his goal-scoring form of 7 goals in just 1 Champions League start and 2 sub-appearances, it was justified. And ultimately, that risk did get us the win with a comeback. After that game, I thought, well, that's going to be the best comeback we have this month. Spoilers, it was, because this nearly happened. I mean, we nearly had the best comeback of this month happen against us. We were 3-0 up against Newcastle. We were vibing. It was half-time. Great time. Then they grabbed 3 goals. It was 3-3 going into the death. But at the very, very last moment, Carlier scored to make it 4-3. They actually had another shot from an immediate kickoff highlight disallowed for offside. And we came away victors. I'll be honest, I mean, you can see the XG story. It was mental. 3-0 up at half-time to 3-3, but Carlier pulled up in the all-important moment, and this man has been sensational so far this year. 5 goals in the league, 5 assists in the league, 4 player of the matches in 9 games. Yeah, he's not doing too badly. After that Newcastle game, a couple of slightly less eventful games as we took on Tottenham and won 2-0. Garajaga getting on the score sheet, and he got on the score sheet again in the next game. As we took on Salzburg, Middleby picked up a hat-trick and we won 7-0 away from home. Hoping we're going to be able to replicate that in the second game of this episode. After that, slightly disappointing performance against Aston Villa, a 0-0 draw, but we were down a man for the entirety of the second half. De Silva, you naughty, naughty boy. In our most recent game, we took Tottenham on in the EFL Cup. You can see here, a rotated team came out 4-0 victors. A really, really good performance, and that rotated team leaves us in a situation where, going into this upcoming run of games, we're almost at full fitness. So first game of the episode is against Liverpool, of course, HAALAND'S Liverpool, formerly Garajaga, De Silva and Chirich's Liverpool. We're going to hope that those 3 players can do well against their former club. Elsewhere, it is a full-strength team. We've had a really, really good start to the season. I really don't have too many complaints. Horniak has maybe been a little bit wasteful in front of goal, had some chances to score, still waiting to get his first goal in Crystal Palace colours. And elsewhere, I guess if you really want to put him under the microscope, Talha has been a little quiet so far. You can see in training he's not been doing so well. That is just because he's learning a new position and how Football Manager works. But at the moment, 2 goals and an assist, a 6.93 rating in the league for an 18-year-old. We're not going to worry about that too much just yet. He's learning the system. We're still figuring out the system to some extent. But yeah, for this Liverpool game, he's getting the nod. So as I've already mentioned, 3 matches today. We're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes of things, and while Erling Haaland, rocking the captain's armband, is going to lead the line for a Liverpool team who right now are pushing us towards the top of the Premier League table. They've looked pretty good as of late, but we've looked that little bit better. Since we slipped up in that first game of the season against Fulham, we've come on leaps and bounds. Of course, a defeat here will see us drop down from top spot in the league. So I'm desperate to get a win, especially at home. And while maybe we can make something happen here, Chiric on the near side, the left back, plays it forward to Garajago, who hits it. And my word, if that went in, it was all three of the three former Liverpool Musketeers involved in the build-up. Unfortunately, the end product was just lacking. But I feel like we're going to get more than just that chance this game with how our games have been going as of late. Defensively, by the way, we've looked very good. Besides the odd occasion, like against Sociedad and Newcastle, where we have just conceded a ton, we've had a pretty good run of clean sheets. In fact, Ruiz in goal for us has the most clean sheets in the Premier League right now. So, I mean, if we could keep a clean sheet here, that would be mighty impressive. Not really expecting it, to be honest, but let's see what we can do as we're going to build the play around from the back. Really, really nice build-up play here. Zambergen out in the wide area to Carlier, back to Zambergen, inside to Silva's efforts blocked. And away for a corner kick it goes. Really, really lovely build-up play. Has to be said. We are knocking the ball around with a confidence and swagger as of late. Ramsdale here, just commanding the edge of his box. He's going to go long. The ball's coming down with snow on it. Lugo nods it forward to Erling Haaland. Guillermo is there as well. And while Guillermo has scored to make it 1-0 Liverpool. Somewhat against the run of play, I feel like. But at the end of the day, we've been a little lacklustre. Liverpool going long on this occasion. Lugo wins a pretty big header. Maybe Vassallo could have done better at centre-back there. I think he was so concerned about Erling Haaland, he forgot about the other bloke, which, to be fair, is kind of understandable. Erling Haaland is just a cheat code, isn't he, in Football Manager? Liverpool take the lead in this game. Not going to change anything too radically, I don't think, just yet. But in at the break, a goal down. You know what time it is. It's time to get shouty. And I might make a controversial halftime sub here. I say controversial. It's not controversial. Middleby, he's been in fine goal-scoring form in Europe. He's yet to really replicate it in the league. You know what? Today could be the day. And while we've got an early corner here, Tullio, near post header, ball in by De Silva. We get back into this game within a minute of the second half starting. What a response that is. I'm going to claim that the sub was a work of genius. We'll never know how the corner arrived, but in my head, I choose to believe it was all thanks to Middleby. That is a really, really good response. Tullio getting his noggin on it, gets us back level in this game. And I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be more highlights, probably for both teams before this game's over. Neither team's looked particularly amazing at the back. We've looked fragile. We've had chances against Liverpool's team as well. Well, now it's our turn to knock the ball around. Wide to De Silva, who, with that left foot of his, is capable of putting the ball into the box. He's going on a little solo run here. Back to Chiric, who puts it into Talha, who headers it against the woodwork, and then it gets away from danger. Liverpool might count themselves a little bit lucky to still be level in this game. That was a real opportunity for us. Zambergen's not had the greatest of games today. So you know what? I'm going to bring in Miguel Jorge. This man in Europe has been amazing for us. 4 assists and a goal. Also got an assist in a Premier League game recently. And in the EFL Cup, he's also been pretty potent. Let's get him on here on the wing. De Silva, free kick from range. Hits it narrowly over. Never truly believed it was going in. Kreisman taking the throw in short. And now Liverpool looking to knock it out from the back. They've done this a lot. We've not really punished them for it, although, okay, I've just spoken it into existence. We have punished it for them there. Middleby, right place, right time. Aaron Ramsdale, you are a mug, my son. What was that? I mean, if that was my player doing that, I'd be unhappy. I know what you guys would be saying if that was Mario Ruiz doing what Ramsdale's just done there. That is a gift. Cheers, Ramsdale. 2-1. 10 minutes left of this game. We've been on top for the most part. I am tempted just to try and see out this game with a little bit of time wasting for the last 5 minutes. They are bringing in Angelo Jr. It's like they know scripting exists in Football Manager and they're trying to make it happen. Lugo bringing the ball forward through the middle here. Hits it. Ruiz. He's fine. He's fine. I'm fine. Oh, he had it covered. That was not comfortable viewing. Angelo Jr. is on the pitch. If he scores, I'd be livid. It's not going to happen. They've just had to take off Theo Hernandez with an injury. And with that, we've got a massive, massive win. I think we deserve that on the balance of play. Perhaps the way by which the second goal came about for us is a tad fortunate, but it's a big, big win. Elsewhere, unfortunately for us, Manchester United won 4-0. So they keep the gap on us to 3 points. Elsewhere, Liverpool lose their footing of second place. Everton, a game in hand, which if they win could take them as high as third. And despite our very good start to the season, it is still quite tight behind us. Anyway, looking at the calendar, plenty more matches to come your way. We're heading to take on Salzburg in 4 days' time. Manchester City follows after that. Some rotation necessary. Let's see how we get on a cold Wednesday night at Selhurst Park. Okay, 1 game down. Give that a big tick. Game number 2 is here. We're taking on Salzburg in our group. Inter just lost to Sociedad at home, which is a bit of a shock result. I'm not entirely sure how that changes the shape of things. Does it change the shape of things? I think maybe it does. I wanted to say if we won today, we were guaranteed a spot. With that result, we might not now be guaranteed a spot in the knockouts. I think it depends on who's got to play who still. The bottom line is, if we win here, we've won 4 out of 4. We're in a really good position, and we should be beating Salzburg. With that in mind, and knowing that I've got Man City in just a couple of days' time, this is the team for the game. Yeah, definitely a different look team. Maybe a little bit of a gamble to rotate this much, but it's full of players who, in the last couple of years, have proven their worth to us. I think it's way nicer when you're managing in Football Manager for your backup players to be former first-team players that have slowly kind of been knocked down the pecking order, rather than having to bring in backup specifically, because you kind of know that you can trust these players. Of course, we've got Ruiz in goal. Payrat and McIntosh are going to be in at centre-back. Payrat has already made a handful of appearances this year. McIntosh has had a couple of issues with injuries, but he's back now. Our right-back, we've got Fofana playing as a right wing-back. He has a goal and an assist from this position already this year. Higher up in the team, we've got Newton and Woodward, 2 slightly more experienced English centre-mids, with Jorge and Severin ahead. Gurajaga is going to play out on the right today, rather than up top. Of course, he only played half of the previous match. And up top, we're going with Middleby. Mr. Champions League, I feel like at this point. He's barely doing anything in the Premier League, but in the Champions League, he has a jolly old time. I'm hoping he's going to have a jolly old time in this one. I am really puzzled by the Salzburg system. They're playing a 4-2-2-2, but with 2 defensive mids and 2 centre mids. It might actually work quite well against our 2 shadow strikers. This could be an interesting test. Maybe a game where we need to look to play a little bit wider. But you know what? Before we make any rash changes, let's see how this plays out. We beat them 7-0 in the previous meeting in the league. I'm hoping for another similar result here as well. Middleby has an effort on goal. I think it might have been blocked. The sting off the shot taken away. But good early signs that we are getting on the front foot. Even if they are parking the bus, I don't think they're going to be impenetrable. Adara Mola is going to try and switch over to Gurajaga, who wins the header to Middleby, scores in off the post, and Mr. Champions League just keeps it going. That's his 8th goal in the competition in what is his 4th game, 2 of those games that he's already played, on off the bench in them. Gurajaga with an expert header there. Didn't know he had that in his locker. Not known for his aerial prowess, but he's got that there. We're a goal to the good, and I can relax slightly. Fofana at right back today. Playing as that inverted wing back, you're going to see these underlapping runs that he loves to make alongside the winger. It can create really nice overloads in that area. And especially against this team who are playing with 2 defensive mids, I think he might get a lot of joy. As may Gurajaga, who plays through Jorge, who gets his first goal, I believe, in a live commentary. Did he get one last episode? I lost track of the goals last episode. He's got one here. That's all that matters. Goal number 4 or 5, I think it is, of the season for him. It probably just popped up. I wasn't paying attention. But really, really nice build-up play. Perfectly weighted pass. And the young Portuguese signing, he's probably done more than Angelo Jr. did in 2 years in his first 2 months here at the club. He's been absolutely sensational. Maybe one last chance before half-time. Ball whipped in. Newton on the volley. Drags it just wide. But at the break, 2 goals to the good. Salzburg really, really struggled in this one. And yeah, some nice finishing on display. Could be a free kick here. Who is going to take it? It's going to be Gurajaga over it. Only 1 minute into the half. Oh my word, he's hit the crossbar and it didn't cross the line. You know it was a good effort because it made my voice crack. It's cleared away for a corner here. Salzburg living dangerously. I suppose they're playing for pride at this point. They were beaten 7-0 before. It's going to be difficult to emulate that in this second half, you'd imagine. But we'll give it our best go with this rotated team. You certainly wouldn't know this is a rotated team based on this performance. It's been confident. It's been nice. Well, McIntosh, he's just going for a wander as the centre-back. Ball played forward. Woodward is there. Can he pull it back? He can. Middleby taps it in. He's on for another hat-trick. He could be on for his third hat-trick in 4 Champions League games. I mean, what do you say? Really, really nice build-up play. Woodward playing as that centre-mid on attack, getting into the advanced areas from deep. Gurajaga, great pass through, it has to be said. That pass, weighted to perfection, intelligent play by Woodward. A couple of years ago in Football Manager, that player just smashes it into the side netting, but not today. He pulls it back to Middleby. And, well, Gurajaga's having a great game. There's a small part of me that wants to take him off just to give him a rest, but it almost feels unjust to do that right now. And, well, he could get involved in another. He is going to be involved in another. Fofana, an unlikely candidate for goal number 4. Playing as the inverted wing-back. We'll take that. And, yeah, Salzburg here getting dismantled by our B team. I mean, maybe I should just play my B team against all the weaker sides we take on. Maybe that would avoid the complacency that we saw against Fulham in the first game of the season. Salzburg with a corner, though. They could still get a goal back. I mean, if they score one, I don't have to pay out clean sheet bonuses. So maybe that's a win. Maybe I should be trying to concede a goal. Kind of looks like Salzburg are trying to concede another with that play there. Gurajaga, one-on-one with the keeper. Can he finish it? He can finish it. This is getting embarrassing. 3 goals in the first 15 minutes of this second half. We are entering that realm where I am just going to stop showing highlights because we could be here a while. Oh no, there's a kickoff highlight. Are we the baddies? I felt bad for them after 7-0, but I thought, well, at least it was off camera. Could happen again on camera. Oh, I don't even know what to say at this point. We're looking very, very good. Or maybe they're going to get a goal. Ruiz makes a big stop. He's had to do pretty much nothing all game, but he's been called into action there. He's dealt with it. What are we doing here? Can we stop with the just messing around with it at the back? It makes me nervous. With 30 minutes left in this game, it's all done. So I'm going to make a couple of changes. I'm going to bring in Hornyak into the team for Woodward. Everyone in the final third is playing so well. I'd almost feel bad to take anyone off. But I think we're going to take off Severin and bring in Carlier just because it's fun to bring on Carlier. He's the kind of man who relishes a cameo on off the bench. And you know what? Siric can come in at left back. And because I don't care anymore, and I wouldn't mind conceding one. Let's see how he does as a complete wing back in the left wing back position. Let's just throw more men forward. Ball in the middle here from this goal kick. We are going to win it though. Ciric wins the ball well, plays it forward to Hoffman, who's now got a bit of pressure on him. Middleby on his own providing a press. Salzburg play out of it, and with men ahead, they might fancy themselves for an opportunity here. Bodden with the ball, plays it forward, outside the foot pass attempted. McIntosh reads it though. And now we go forward again. The onslaught may be about to resume. We're looking for goal number 6, Carlier. I mean, he's the kind of player who shows no mercy. Middleby in a wide area. Oh my, I think that's just deflected off him. I realised that Van Vakaris, who I think has been involved there, we sold to them in this summer, didn't we? Forgot he played for them. Wow, we're doing that to our former players. What happened here? It looked like Middleby wanted to get the hat-trick. He had a moment of greed, and then the defender just kicked the ball at him. It's ended up on Jorge's head. Is Jorge now on for a hat-trick as well? Everything's kicking off. This is bonkers. 4 minutes left here. Don't take your seat, or maybe don't leave your seat. It's not all over just yet. Jorge and Middleby both looking for a hat-trick. I'd quite like Jorge to get it. I feel like the 19 or 20-year-old Portuguese centre attacking mid. It'd be quite a big moment for him to get his first senior hat-trick. He might well have an opportunity here as well, because Ciric is bringing it down this left side, crosses it in. On this occasion, the keeper has actually held on to the ball. Haven't seen that all that much in this game. We've had so many chances. 33 shots on goal, and it might be counting up yet. Jorge moving into the wide area. Lays it back to Gurajaga. Where's the winger? You can only really expect to get to the byline and look to whip it in. And there's 2 players looking for it. One of them is there, and Middleby has just been denied a hat-trick by a sensational save. Tipped around the post. Gurajaga still going to try and get it into the mixer. It is an almost diverted goalwards, but with that, this game's done. 6-0, pretty emphatic, not quite as good as we did away from home, but that flurry of second half goals really set us on our way, and with that, I think we could be pretty happy. Now, unfortunately, because Inter are useless and lost against Sociedad, we've not, with that result, secured our spot in the knockout round just yet. That said, we just need 1 point from our last 2 games against Sociedad and Inter, and that is assuming that Salzburg will lose to both Inter and Sociedad when they play those other teams. Basically, it's all but mathematically done. I mean, look at it. It's just a lovely sight to look at. Middleby top goal scorer. He and Gorojaga leading the way with average ratings. Jorge here, top of the assisters with 5. Yeah, it's all coming up Millhouse. Before we get forward to that Man City game, just time to rest the players. 3 days away. We're away from home against Man City. They need to set the record straight. They've been pretty disappointing. And this comes off the back of a summer transfer window where they spent a lot of money on some pretty big names. Fingers crossed, touch wood, we're going to make it 3 wins in 3. Let's go make it happen. Round 3, Man City away. Perhaps the most testing of the games, which might sound a little bit odd because we have just played Liverpool, but I do feel like home away advantage is a pretty significant factor in Football Manager. Elsewhere, keep an eye on Arsenal. They're taking on Brentford in 16th. Arsenal have had a really poor start to the season, and after the conclusion of our game, we'll stick on Sky Sports and watch Southampton hopefully beat Manchester United. If we can get a result here, it does allow us to build a little bit of a gap. If we slip up here and Everton win, they probably go above us. In fact, yeah, they would go above us. So this is a must-win game. Team news-wise, we're pretty much at full strength, so no rotation necessary. Most of this first team had a rest during the week. So we're in a good little spot. Middleby on the bench. As I mentioned, he hasn't really got firing in the league yet. I feel like maybe his stats have been a little padded by European performances, but not a bad impact sub to have. His 11 goals to his name looks rather nice. The only player currently out is Lorenzo Forti. That does mean that Adara Mola is on the bench as our backup left back, but of course with Chiric in the team, it's not exactly an injury that massively impacts how strong we are. I might be wrong, but I feel like every season it's nice to have an episode like this one where there's just a load of games, gives you a good feel for how the team rotates, how the team are performing, and well, hopefully we're going to keep the good times rolling. Talha had a great opportunity, his effort just wide of the post, but Man City on the back foot early on. Worth noting, they've got Matayev in their team. Remember Matayev was our left back in the Championship from Kazakhstan? I'd recognise that mohawk anywhere. He hasn't got any better since he left us. I noticed he was playing for them. I was about to talk rubbish about him. I shouldn't do that. He's nearly got an assist. He's a good player, always rated him, fantastic talent. One of the lads sold him because I couldn't keep hold of him. That's not true. He was rubbish. But, yeah, weird to see him playing against us. Do you want to have a look at his profile? We'll have a look at his profile. Here he is, 23 years old. As I said, I don't feel like he's changed that much since we got rid of him. Probably wouldn't be that badder a player as a squad player for us. We, of course, sold him for 23 million a few years ago. Has played a fair few games for Man City. I don't think it's by chance that his arrival coincides with them falling out of the European spots. Corner on the far side, Zandbergen to whip it in on his wand of a right foot and off, I think, Gorojaga. I thought Tullio maybe got a header on it and maybe a flick, but it's not saying that in the game. Zandbergen is given the assist. Gorojaga gets the goal. And inside the first 20 minutes, we find ourselves a goal to the good. Maybe Tullio didn't get his header on that. I think it's gone all the way to Gorojaga. I was surprised that Tullio didn't get his head on it, to be honest. With that, first shot on target, first goal of the game goes our way. As we're rapidly approaching half-time, we look in a good little position here. 10 minutes left of the half. It's been a good team display. We've scored one set piece. Could there be another opportunity here? The ball is going to be cleared away. But only as far as Carlier, who really has been one of our main creative outlets this year. Chiric with the ball, Tullio, Sanchez, Zandbergen, and Gorojaga. I was about to say, already has one, could get another, but the chance just got away from him. But now Chiric is bringing it forward. He plays it forward to Gorojaga, and he probably should have scored that one. I say he's got to hit the target. He's fluffed, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He's kicked it wide. It's a disaster. Maybe still a chance, though. Sanchez, Gorojaga on the volley. It was offside. Wouldn't have counted. I'm a bit concerned about these chances he's missing. Would it be unpopular to bring on Middleby at half-time despite the fact that Gorojaga has scored? Maybe slightly. I'm going to tell the players they've not been good enough because I do feel like we could be creating a little bit more in this game. But, I mean, when you look at the stats, the lack of possession isn't really costing us. Chance after chance, and we're making a little bit of something out of set pieces, which is something we've not done over the last few years. I don't feel like we have the biggest, tallest players. We kind of just have Tullio to kick the ball towards, but well, so far in this game, it's looked like our best route to get a goal in this game. On the attack here, though, Horniak to Carlier, Zandbergen plays through Gorojaga. Surely he finishes this one. He does. He smashes it into the top corner. He's checking VAR. It's a goal. It's a goal. 100% a goal. as far as I'm concerned. He looked on by a mile. He is on by a mile. Probably a good job I didn't sub on Middleby. Zandbergen with the ball, playing as that right winger, wraps his foot around it. And for the second time in this game, those two players link up for a goal. Slightly different means, this time not from a corner. Right before the hour mark, we double our lead. We deserve it. That, I don't know, that lowers the temperature in here just a little bit. The pressure is being relieved, I feel like, off my shoulders. 2 goals to the good. They are changing things up, but to no avail, Man City. Let's make a couple of changes here. I'm going to take off De Silva and I'm going to bring in Miguel Jorge. Elsewhere, Tal has not had the craziest of games. I'm going to bring in David Lind at centre defensive mid. Give him some valuable first team minutes. In a game like this, it's a pretty good way, I feel like, to get some match experience. Man City away. And at this point, I would happily take a 2-0. I'm more than happy for this game just to fizzle out into nothing in the last 10 minutes here. Man City haven't created a lot. There is still time for a late resurgence. If they get one here, they'll go for it, you'd imagine. I mean, they're probably already going for it. Ball played back, of course. Gurajaga hunting down his hat-trick now. Hannibal through for Man City. Of course, the former United man. And, well, Hannibal Mejbri tucks it into the bottom corner. Makes it 2-1. With 5 minutes left, that temperature, so it's just getting dialed up slightly. Can you feel the pressure? I can't. I'm fine. Yeah, good finish there, to be fair, by Hannibal. Ruiz not really bailed out by his defenders. Let's go for a shout of demand more. Let's lower the tempo slightly and up the time wasting for what remains here. As well, I just want to see the clock hit 93. 3 minutes of added time. The time is fizzling away. It is going to end with no late drama, no late excitement. And I am perfectly fine with that. Another massive win away from home. We take those all day, every day. And as if things can get any better, Everton dropped points. They could only muster up a draw at home against Fulham. I mean, if we really want this to be the perfect episode, we're now looking for Manchester United to drop points as well. Manchester City lose ground in the race to qualify. Apparently, Gurajaga is wanted by PSG. That does scare me slightly. I don't really fancy losing Gurajaga. He's been pretty good as our striker this season. All right, let's smash continue and see if we can get this Manchester United result whilst we're here. What is going to happen? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Could United drop points? No, they got a 93rd minute winner. I mean, that's sad, isn't it? That is sad. That could have been a huge point for Southampton. As things stand, though, we're still top of the league. Let's look at the positives. Another really, really good performance by us. We're still the top dog. 11 games played, 28 points. Already 9 points inside the Champions League spots. And over in the Champions League itself, we're doing fine. We are also in the EFL Cup quarter-final. That game is on Boxing Day. Am I coming back for the EFL quarter-final next time? That does feel like the game to come back for. Maybe we'll pair it up with the Everton game. A Christmas-themed episode next week. Maybe I'll get out Christmas decorations to really, role play to the extreme. Anyway, folks, I hope you have enjoyed today's triple header. Always nice to, as I said earlier, to get a load of games under our belt. Big shout out to Editing Jack for getting this video done and dusted. These always take a little bit more work, so if you want to help support his work, aka my work, drop a like on the video, leave a comment, let me know an interesting fact or just something you've noticed about my team that maybe I've not considered or thought about. Yeah, it's really interesting seeing you guys relate to all the regens. We get to this far into the future, and I feel like you start to build up your own little stories in your head around all these players and kind of what they're doing. I guess for me, Middleby is my favourite player right now. Is that controversial for Middleby to be my favourite? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. Take care, gang. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you on Monday for more Park to Prem action. And until then, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.